The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Carson-Newman gets set to host Catawba in the penultimate home game of the season with Mike Mincey. I'm Michael Watchering for the Eagles Sports Network. Coach, this is a pretty important stretch for your team because region rankings come out next Wednesday, and you have the two best teams remaining on your schedule, at least in terms of the standings, because Catawba controls its own destiny now. Tusculum is right there with you in the 3-4 spot in the league. You get them on Wednesday. How important are these next two games for your team?
Well, obviously they're very important in terms of seeding in our conference, seeding for the tournament. Obviously, we don't have that home game just yet. You know, I think we're a couple of games away from being able to say, hey, we're definitely hosting. And then you look at the NCAA, rankings, and us and Tusculum and Catawba all right in there in the mix. And obviously 2 wins these next 2 games will be really big. But they're going against 2 really good opponents that are playing really well right now, and it's hard for us to think about since our game that we played at Anderson. We lost. We were 5-4. We've been 12-2 since, and we're still ranked 4th in our own conference. It's kind of mind-boggling to me.
Look at this Catawba team. Well, a couple weeks ago, looked like things might implode. They lost 2 straight games on the road. Boom, they bounced back. 3 straight wins. Why are they playing so well right now?
Well, like we've talked about, they're still turning people over. It's not about offense or shooting percentage or anything like that. It's just strictly with their pressing style, and they're just turning people over, and their defense is good. They're not allowing people to score a lot of points. And so it's not usually by a huge margin, but, the name of the game is getting a W, and they're certainly getting those W's. And, they did give up a couple of games there, but they've turned it around nicely, and I think they've won 3 straight now since their last loss. And now with Anderson's loss at Wingate, I'm sure they were celebrating last night knowing that they kind of have control their own destiny in terms of trying to win the league.
Catawba is 3rd in the country in turnovers forced. I think they're top 20 in the country in offensive rebounding. For a team that's shooting in the mid-30s pretty much since the second semester started, is this game maybe more than anything just a game of will rather than efficiency?
Yeah, if you go back to our game at 3rd place last time, I thought it was a very physical game. Both teams pressed. Both teams played a lot of people. It was low scoring. I think it was in the low 60s before we got into overtime period. And, a very nerve-wracking game because both teams were playing very, very physical. We just happened to come out, we had 1 second there, and we came out with a 1-point victory. So, again, they're playing well. They play a lot of people. They're turning people over. And, for us, and we talk about it all the time, we need to be able to take care of the basketball. When we take care of the ball and we get good shots off, especially in our home facility. And we've shot well on the road this year, better than probably any team I've ever had, but especially at home. You look at last night, if we can get shots off, then we're probably going to have a chance to be more successful than if we're just turning the ball over.
Let's take out the turnovers. What's the biggest key to the game on Saturday to get a win over the Indians?
The biggest key, I think, obviously if you don't turn it over, like I said, you're going to get shot attempts. And then, our last game that we lost here was at home against Tusculum. It was the worst we shot all year in our home gym. We put up 66 points, and that's probably one of the biggest reasons we carried a loss home was we just didn't make the open shots in the second half that we typically would make. We didn't shoot it great at Coker on the road. We shot it well from the 3, not necessarily overall. Last night was a great bounce back for us to be able to shoot as well as we did to hold the game, especially in the first half. So hopefully we get to shoot in this gym for 2 more days and then rolling here on Saturday against a good Catawba team and, be poised to play a physical game, take care of the basketball, and make some shots.
Coach, appreciate the time. Best of luck Saturday.
Thank you, Michael.
He's Carson-Newman coach Mike Mincey. I'm Michael Watchering for the Eagles Sports Network.